Hey, what's up, guys? I know this isn't something I would normally post, but I'm a nerd. I like nerdy things, and, believe it or not, I'm gonna indulge in something else nerdy. But, I have recorded this video multiple times. I've, edited, I've done multiple scripts, I've done thousands of takes, and I can't really seem to formulate a strong enough opinion of my own that is, cohesive enough to create one sort of, statement that I actually believe in. But I'm gonna, keep recording these takes and keep trying to get this out in one because I feel like it needs to be talked about. Everywhere else on the internet right now is just kind of giving its grass is green take on it. Oh, this is really bad because it's bad and it's not going to get better. That's not helpful to anybody. You're just doing that for, clicks and views, because obviously this isn't obviously this isn't good and this is bad. But it can change if a couple things are done. And I know how people work, so they're not going to want to hear that they're also the problem, but unfortunately, it is not just a corporate problem, it is also a consumer issue. I'm going to show a couple things up on the screen that I find absolutely disgusting. These are just apparent, forms of human behavior that should never exist and should never be, exerted into the real world. These are clips from Costco and Sam's Club, mainly just Costco, for this set of 151 called Blooming Waters, or co kind of part set of it. These people are legitimately fighting each other, and in one of the clips, I'm gonna leave it up on the screen, but if I have to come back and post edit to take it out or blur it, I will. But for right now, just for journalism's sake, I'm gonna leave it in here. This guy legitimately assaults another dude over holographic cardboard. I don't know where we fell off as a human race, but that's just absolutely unacceptable. No matter how old you are, what you're doing, what you're going through, that is absolutely unacceptable for you to literally physically assault someone. Give them a fucking elbow. Throw an elbow out for holographic cardboard. And a lot of people on this Reddit thread where this comes from, r/PokemonTCG, are, giving a drama update where they find this guy, they find out the assaulter, and the victim, and they get this guy's information. Something genuinely needs to be done with that rather than just gossip. This shouldn't be something that's just put back under the rug and oh man, people were really crazy about this Blooming Waters thing. Wow, hopefully it doesn't happen again. It's gonna happen again. There needs to be a thing to stop this. This shouldn't happen ever, right? You shouldn't have to hope for this to not happen again. This should have never happened in the first place. There are things put in place, or that could be put in place, to stop stuff like this from happening, right? But nothing ever changes. And I don't want to be like, you know what I mean? I don't want to be like that. I'm not like that. But nothing ever changes, and it's entirely the truth. But to stand my ground and for the sentiment of this video, my belief is that reselling, poke investing, and other means of, clearing out house and selling it online is what's ruining this hobby as a whole. It is no longer collecting Pokemon. It is not gotta catch them all anymore. It's gotta sell them all. I am extremely tired of these people online wearing this cowl that, oh, I'm just a Poke investor. I love the community, but they'll go to a store and buy it all out, all these things that they don't have in their collection already, to keep it in a dark, dingy closet for years to come, and then on the internet 4 or 5 years down the line, when it's considered vintage or rare, they'll go resell it for 20 times what they actually paid for. You're a part of the problem, and they don't even realize it. They legitimately think they're one of us. They think they're a casual collector. They're not. You are a part of the problem. That's so nerdy to even... Oh, you're not a casual collector. I'm not even trying to be a dork here. But it's infuriating because there's so many people that are missing out on casually being in this hobby because of greedy people like that. It's disgusting. There's no other word that I could use to describe it that would not get me banned on, YouTube. It's genuinely disgusting. But before I get into the points and all the other stuff about the community I'm going to talk about, I do want to mention two things real quick that I think are worth even talking about. Number one being morality. If you are knowingly reselling these products and buying out all this stock and trying to just make a profit off the community, and you aren't ripping anything, and you are strictly just making money because you refuse to get a job and you refuse to wipe your ass, you are morally a bad person. You are a horrible human being in this context, right? You are robbing people of the experiences, especially children. I don't know how many times I have to iterate that this is a children's card game. You are robbing children's experiences. And knowing damn well that you used to play the fucking card game when you were younger, and you used to play the games when you were younger, and you would ask your parents the same fucking questions. Hey, mom, dad, can we go to the store and get a pack? Hey, mom, dad, can we go get some Pokemon? And they would get those, you would get those cards. But it's fuck the kids though, right? And to be honest, you're so slimy that you actually might be fucking those kids, which is really concerning, bro. That's really concerning. The next thing is intention. If you are buying a product, going home, ripping it, and you know, you get some VZXs, some cool holos, and you put them in a binder, and that's it, that's collecting. That's okay. That's a good intention, right? If you go to the store and you buy the product, you come home, you rip it, you get some hits, you know, you get some cards, but you get the chase card, right? You get some card that's worth a bunch of money. If that's not your favorite Pokemon, or maybe it's something you don't want to collect, or maybe you think you just need the money, and you go grade it and get it sold, that's honestly okay too. I don't have a problem with that. No one has a problem with that. That's okay. That's a healthy market index. That's alright. But if you're going to the store, buying that product, never opening it, and your first thing on your mind is, damn, I'm gonna hit a fucking lick on Facebook. I'm going to scam the shit out of these people. Your intentions are bad, and that drives us right back to morality. You're a horrible human being. It's as simple as that. It really is as simple as that. People don't understand that, and they're gonna die knowing that they legitimately fucked kids over. They fucked casual people over. There are people who come off of 9-hour shifts, right, working actual jobs, real jobs helping the real economy in this world, who maybe are nerds and want to go get a pack. Oh, go to Walmart, go to Target. What are you gonna see? Fucking nothing. Actually nothing. And then they gotta go home. And they don't even get their little serotonin boost after working at the oil field, working on the rig, welding, fucking accounting, doing real shit that actually matters. They can't even get their little serotonin fix at the store because your fat ass is, you know, stealing all the shit from the shelves and then going and reselling it online. Do you get what I'm saying? It's a degenerate cycle that is somehow not stopped yet, and that's where I'm gonna get in on this issue side. I'm gonna start with the corporate issues because I feel like it's a lot easier to blame the corporate than it is the consumer. But don't worry, it is our fault. It's our fault as well. But that's for later. For the corporate side, it's not the most strong-suited things that, you know, they would genuinely do because, again, relating back to the title, this is all about greed, and trust me, America's economy, and especially the businesses within it, are extremely greedy. So a lot of these are going to be almost negatives to these companies, that they would be essentially losing money, but at the end of the day, they're not really going to. It's just going to give more people a chance to actually get something. But they won't listen to that longevity number, so hopefully this is convincing enough for them to trust in that longevity number. Number one is there should be a limit. You should not be able to put all of the products into one cart and off the shelf and go up to a self-checkout or go up to a register and just fucking buy it all. Now, you could do a limit on the credit card, but that does deal with sensitive information, so I don't know how easy that would go through. But it should just be eye to eye. Whoever's on shift sees some guy doing this, they get a profile of the guy. Hey, you're not allowed to do this. You have to come back, you know, maybe a day or 2 days before you can buy a product of Pokemon again. Now, you can go shop around the store and get all the other millions of things in a fucking retail store, but Pokemon specifically, you gotta come back tomorrow. A limit would help, right? That would stop resellers from going in and just swooping in and getting everything. The next thing is cases. There is no glass cases around the trading card section. Now, there's stuff that's there for the technology, right? And people stopped stealing the technology because the cases started working. You had to go get a representative to get a key to unlock the thing for you to get your product out. And even they have registers right by those technology sections now, so people can't run out with the big product, right? With the big technology product. They have to pay for it there. That's a brilliant way to do that. But what's funny enough is trading card sections are normally at the front by the registers anyway, so that problem right there is already solved. There should be cases for these things because I'm going to talk about it in the consumer side. People are stealing. They're right there in the store breaking open into these products, ripping the packs out, and even ripping the packs in the store and taking the hits. They're doing it, and it sucks because it varies. It's probably worse and, you know, less less wealthy areas. I'm not going to get into the rural or whatever that is economically. I'm not going to get into that stuff because it's not my place. I don't have a degree in it. But in less wealthy areas, this tends to happen more, and that's just the truth, right? And even in wealthy areas where I personally live,
I'm a suburbs kid. I'm a suburban.
that still happens. People still rip open the fucking things on the shelf, and they leave all the remnants there, and they leave it there. They don't give a fuck about the cameras. They don't care about, coming in next time and maybe a police officer tackling them. They don't give a shit. They really don't, and they never will, right? Because if they have enough courage and they have enough dignity to rip open and break all the products on the shelf in front of the employees there anyway, they're not going to give a fuck coming back in. They're not. They really don't. So cases would help prevent that, right? There is no, again, this relates to the limit. There's no sort of reseller or, just pokey investing prevention in the store, right? When they see that full cart, they're not going to think twice, right? All they see is a plus sign, the business heads. All they see is a plus sign in revenue because someone's buying product. They don't care about if it goes to the actual people who really care about it. There's no prevention. And that also is in correlation with the next thing is there's no bot protection on the Poke Center website. There's a little bit of it, right? Where you click one thing on the center of your screen and, oh, now you're a real human being. If these companies don't think that people haven't found a way to run a bot to get around through that, they're highly mistaken. I have no idea why there's not real bot protection on that website because, again, with the set Journey Together that comes out in literally 2 months or 3 months as of recording this, and even Prismatic that came out on the 17th of January, and had its pre-order in I think October or December, I'm not entirely sure. The bots instantly got it immediately, and I don't know how these companies didn't learn from the sneaker epidemic years ago with Supreme and Nike. Bots were a big problem. How was that not taken into account of? There is statistics, there's numbers, there's logistics that prove that these things happen. They can help prevent these issues, but I don't know, dude. I'm a 20-year-old in college. I guess I'm not that smart. Maybe the business heads know more than I do. And now for the last issue on the corporate side, I'm going to be just talking about printing. Pokemon's not doing enough to actually print enough, especially when a new set comes out. Prismatic Evolution, for example, I actually camped out at a GameStop with friends about 2 hours early just to get Prismatic, and we did get it. We got everyone in our group, which was just 4 people, got an ETB and a poster, and there was only ETB's posters and 3 blisters at the GameStop I went to, and the GameStops in our area, actually, when I called them, said that they had none, like, at all for on shelf, and it was only on pre-order because there was so little put out for just the release of Prismatic as a whole for retail stores and brick and mortars. It was extremely sad because there were so many people in that line. The line wrapped around an entire strip mall, so it was easily like 60, 70 people just, standing in a line for over an hour and a half out in the cold. And there was only 8 ETBs, about 8 posters, and 3 blisters in the store. So all of those people that waited in that line got absolutely nothing. I think it's just horrible. And this isn't just a Prismatic thing. This has gone on for a while now. There's a lot of sets that just stopped printing early or didn't print enough, and it was scarce like always. And I just think they're not doing enough. They know what they're doing. They're driving up the hype for more and more sets, so they're making cards, not scarce, but they're dwindling down so people get more hype and there's more value within the market of reselling the cards. They know what they're doing, and we know what they're doing, obviously, because it's not hard to see, and it's just got to stop. It's not healthy for the average consumer. People are going to stop wanting to continue in this hobby if there's not any product out. There's not anything to actually buy that's worth it. You know what I mean? Especially with the lackluster sets, especially in Scarlet and Violet. I don't know. No one's going to want to buy Temporal Forces. Like, no one wants to buy Stellar Crown. It's just, they're ugly sets with ugly cards with ugly Pokemon. It's just not enough, right? They'll mass print those, but they won't mass print Prismatic. They won't mass print Surging. They won't mass print 151. So, I don't know. That's just my take. And now time for the consumer side. This is the part no one wants to hear because, they got to face that it is their fault sometimes. It's our fault too. It's not just the corporate. But for what I have to start with is just people only buying from retail stores. And for retail stores, I mean, like Target, Walmart, and Best Buy, right? Those are the big chain stores, people who just buy from these stores and expect to have packs in them every single time, and then go online complaining, oh, there's not enough anything, nah, 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 nah. All this stuff. You're doing that to yourself because you're not supporting local businesses, local actual card shops that do actually care for you. You're not supporting the brick and mortars. You're not supporting any of the secondhand, even if those are big chains. You're not going and checking those because you only think that it's one-dimensional or two-dimensional. It's just, you know, the big, you know, names, Walmart, Target, and whatever your adjacents are around the world. People need to start buying from card shops and supporting your local businesses because they will go out of commission and out of business because that's their whole shtick, right? It's just card games. And if you're not buying from them and they're not making money just from card games, I don't know. Maybe their investor or their CEO is extremely rich and can continue to keep them afloat with negative profit, but that's typically not how it works, and it's typically a nerd with a dream. Go support those nerds with dreams, right? The next one is buying resellers price. If you were going on Facebook and going on even TCG Player, eBay, and all this stuff, and you were buying these ridiculous prices for packs and everything like that, you are a part of the problem. You are legitimately a part of the problem. You are feeding resellers and feeding these pokey investors. You're feeding them money, and they're going to continue to do this stuff to us and continue to screw us over because you're giving them business. It's a bad idea. Stop buying $10 packs. Packs are $5. They will always be $5. Now, inflation, I'm not going to predict anything at all with that. I'm not even going to try to predict that. Right now, in where I'm at, packs are $5. They're $4 something and change, but tax brings them to $5. They should stay that. Stop paying $15 a pack. Stop paying $10 a pack. Stop doing that. Now, brick and mortar, this also relates to brick and mortar businesses and card shops. They have to do market price. They have to. So their stuff's going to be a little bit more expensive, but at least you know your money's going to somewhere where it's actually good. You're not buying from a reseller. You're buying from someone who has an actual distributor who's just trying to stay afloat. If you're going to give your money to someone, go to local card shops and go do it there. If you're going to pay a high price for something that's, you know, rare, like 151 or whatever. If you're going to do it, go to a local card shop. The next thing on the consumer side is stealing. Stop fucking stealing cards. It's holographic cardboard. This isn't food. This isn't something necessary to risk your safety over and risk going to jail over. You know, I'm not saying you're going to get jailed for stealing Pokemon cards, but if you steal enough at these stores, you know, like Target, they keep account of what you're stealing. They are going to catch you, and they will arrest you. I've had someone in my life that, I'm not going to mention any names, that stole so much that they actually had police waiting outside for this person, and they got him. He got booked. They got him. So just be aware. Stop stealing. That's so ignorant of you. I know it's always fuck the big corp. You know, these businesses, they don't need the money. No. I'm not trying to be a Luigi, but it is true. I'm no Luigi. It is true. They don't need the money. But I have no idea why I sound so European in the next clip. Like, I did not sound American. I did not mean to put on this like little accent. I don't even know what this was, but I'm too lazy to redo the whole take. But I sound great. They are going to do everything they can. Like, what the fuck was I doing? I'm sorry. But back to the clip. Hopefully that's not too distracting. They are going to do everything they can to protect you from stealing and fucking with their money. They are going to. So stop stealing. Just it's not worth it. It really isn't. The next thing is just reselling and all this other stuff. This is just my message to resellers and everything. You need to get a real job. You really do. It's sad. You're not in it for the kids. You know, some of you might actually be in it for the kids. And you're fucking weird. But you're not in it for the people. You're not in it for the hobby. You don't love the hobby. You don't love collecting. You don't. You love the money, and that's all you love, and that's why you're reselling. If people stop reselling, and it's very impressionable on these kids. I see kids come into my retail store that I work at, literally going to the vending machine and only buying the hype stuff, and I can literally hear them say, "Oh, yeah, I'm gonna go resell this. This is gonna be an easy resell." Like, you're giving your impressions on these younger folk, and they're going to follow in your footsteps. It's a horrible practice that needs to be cut and killed off at its origin point. Stop reselling. It's killing the hobby. It legitimately is. You're going to have no profits when everyone leaves. You truly won't. Alright, now time to segue into the last part of this video. This is kind of the scamming slash beware side of the community. This is just, it's pretty disheartening to even talk about because there's so much of it, and it lays dormant in mainly TikTok because, you know, these scammers know that TikTok is weaponized for children and it is made to keep them there, and the youth, you know, resides in TikTok, so that's who likes Pokemon. Majority of them like Pokemon, so it's easy to get licks off of, you know, all these people. But I just want to talk about some of the certain scams I've been seeing and stuff people just need to be, you know, staying away from in general. The first thing is the Chinese ETBs. I don't really know how people fall for this. I don't know how this is a thing people are even, you know, buying from, but whatever. There's multiple ad reads where someone shows like an English ETB. In the one I'm showing, he has like a Surging Sparks one. Oh, and then he whips out this black and golden one, right? And it has all, and he's talking about how it has all the same qualities as a normal ETB. But it has 30 packs. 30 packs. And if people don't know, foreign packs, Japanese or Chinese, have half the amount of cards we have in English sets and English packs. So already off rip, there you go. People just need to know that. Some people don't. And then people also don't know that the most valuable cards are the ones in English. Now, I don't know whether this is because of population density and there's more fans in here or there. I'm just going to assume it's just because that's how the markets ran, and we, you know, in America have an easier, you know, capitalistic side of a market to basically do these transactions with these cards. English is the most expensive, Japanese second, and then everything after that just goes way lower and lower and lower and lower, especially Chinese. You can go on TCG Player and you can get the same card. Say the card in English is $30. In Japanese, it's probably maybe $20, and then in Chinese, it's like $8 or $7. You can do your own field research there, but it's just the truth, and that's just how it works. Do not buy these. They're supposed to lure you in with the amount of packs. The packs are like visibly thinner and visibly smaller on the screen too. But I don't know, people are just dumb enough to buy them. And if you go look in his TikTok shop, he's sold, you know, hundreds of these things, and it's just, it's disgusting. It's predatory behavior, and he knows what he's doing because he gets a commission off of it, right? The next thing is these fake, some of these fake like magnetic card holders, like they go on top of your credit cards. I'm gonna show one up on screen. He's not even using the same Pokemon or the same variant of the same Pokemon on the final image, and it's like so obviously like a bot uploading this. It's like this fake PNG of someone who's not, like it's like a stock image of a kid, and then it's like horribly translated text, and it's like Ash Greninja, and then on the card is just Shiny Greninja on the credit card, and it's like, what the fuck? So again, it doesn't even have to be the cards. It's like them they're still trying to scam you just with the idea of Pokemon. Again, beware of stuff like that. I see those all of the time. Don't buy any of that shit. It's a bunch of garbage. And the next thing that's the most prominent I see all the time is people just saying, oh, if you missed out on this 30 pack, I feel bad. It's like, or I feel bad that people bought this 30 pack thing. It's so much cheaper now, and it's like a video of course, no face. They won't show their face, they won't show their identity, but they'll still post it, and then they'll have a TikTok shop link in it, and it's like $20, and it says it's a whole booster box of cards. It's not a whole booster box of cards. Don't fall for that. Literally don't fall for that. That is the dumbest shit ever. And of course, they have hundreds and hundreds of these sold. They're losing so much money. These people are losing so much money, and these fuckers are getting commission for it. Stop buying that. And it will be crazy sets too that are like $20 a pack, like Evolving Skies, and they'll be selling it for $20, and there's 36 packs, and they'll have like 500 of them sold, dude. And that's 5 racks. You're giving that guy 5 racks. That guy's making so much money off of people being so just media illiterate. Like, you need to seriously, you don't even need to train your brain to understand this stuff. You just need to be smarter when you're purchasing stuff online. I know it is so easy to buy stuff on the tips, you know, like with the tip of your fingers, because of the phone and how like accessibility wise it's so easy. But with that, you still have to be as cautious as you would be in a store, right? If you go to the store, you wouldn't buy a good that's damaged or bad and brewed, and you wouldn't buy that. You wouldn't buy a rotten fruit, right? You wouldn't buy the knockoff version at the store, right? You wouldn't do that, but you would do it on your phone. See, that's where it doesn't make sense. But again, you know, people are just dumb, and that's just how it is. And unfortunately, another thing lies on TikTok is the rip and ships, those live streams where people will put out a video saying, oh, come join my live stream, I'll open up your packs and I'll send you the product. Stuff like that. Those little quips are supposed to entangle you, where you go to their TikTok shop, you buy something for an insane price. Again, it's the resellers. They're just wearing a different mask this time. You buy their product, they put your username on a piece of paper, they tape it to the product, they put it in the background, and then they open your entire booster box, ETB or pack or whatever, and then they'll supposedly ship you your goods, whatever you got in it. Yeah, that's a bunch of horse shit. That's a bunch of bullshit. Stop falling for stupid stuff like that. These people are doing that so they can make content off of opening your stuff after they already made profit from you from buying at resellers price. And then there's been cases of them even stealing the hits out of the stuff, or just not even sending it out at all. And it got lost in UPS or FedEx. Like, are you serious? Why would you ever trust someone with that? Especially with someone you don't even know and they're just on the internet. Why would you ever trust someone like that? Never indulge in any rip and ships, no matter who it is. I don't care. I do not care. There's only one person that I actually completely trust in this community, and it's Deep Pocket Monster. And if it's not him, I don't care who, never do it. It's dumb. It's a bad idea. It really is. The next thing is just buying from low-rated vendors. If you're on eBay, TCG, even Amazon, I would never buy from Amazon, or just anything else that has like a type of market aspect, and you're buying from someone that's a low-rated, low-star, or no ratings, no stars, no nothing, and you're spending over $50 on their product that they're supposedly selling you. They're low rated for a reason. That system is implemented for a reason. That's not there to just be funny. Like they're low rated for a reason. They're probably scamming. They're probably damaging the goods. It's probably not the same thing. You're not even getting the good they're promising. It's bad. It's just bad news. Stop wasting money on stuff that it doesn't have a 100% guarantee of coming through. That's just a bad idea overall. Legitimately, you can't mark that up as anything else other than a bad idea. You were actively risking all of your money for, again, holographic cardboard. This is not important stuff you should be using your money on. So why have the chance of even wasting that already? Like, you know what I mean? That's not a good idea. But as far as everything in the video goes, that's pretty much all I have to say. There are plenty of other things I can talk about that I know people love hearing, but I'm not a yes man, and I'm hopefully not a grass is green type of guy. I went into really detail here, so hopefully my opinion and my takes are a lot more concrete and heavy compared to obviously the stuff you see on TikTok and the stuff you see even in YouTube videos where it's just it's bad, yeah, and that's it. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, and please go check out any of my other stuff. I'm a rant review guy, I guess. I don't know. I do this pretty often. But yeah, thank you for watching the video. Please stay safe. The world's pretty hectic right now with everything going on. All my condolences and prayers to any of the victims of the LA wildfire, and all my condolences and prayers to any of the victims of the New Orleans shooting. Seriously, my full sorrow, full condolences there. But yeah, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day, and thank you for watching.